And I was also in parallel studying like this business school just because I need to. If I'm refugee, we spend like multiple days testing our system, showcasing for the military, showcasing for our investors.
Today, if you want to defend yourself, it's very, very expensive.
Europe, United States, and all kinds of countries out there.
Nice to meet with you today, Yehor. So yes, we do this in English. Sorry for my French audience, but I think it's very important. We'll talk about when you were leaving Ukraine, you were coming to Paris, you were going to San Francisco without any money, just a very, very small grant. And now we can't say the name of the investor, but you have raised a seed round with very, very famous investor. And when we were talking like 6 months ago, you were like, okay, I have no contact, I know no one, I don't have a company, but I want to do something meaningful. And just it's so impressive to see what you have achieved in 6 months. So I will ask you to like tell you a bit about yourself and maybe begin with a crazy story because you are coming from Nevada today.
Yeah.
So maybe if you want to introduce yourself and begin with this story because I think it's a very good one to begin.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Yehor. I'm originally from Ukraine, and we are building low-cost air defense systems to protect critical assets and military against UAVs or drones, basically. And yeah, we just came from our recent test in Nevada, where it was super, super fun. We spent like multiple days testing our system, showcasing for the military, showcasing for our investors, and basically making the first milestone um, successful. I don't know, and we did it. We came back, and I'm here. So that was super fun. I mean, the weather is completely different. Staying in San Francisco is really cold, and like going to Nevada where you cannot literally just wear like this because that would be fucking hot. I don't know if you blew it, but yeah. So that was crazy. Like that was my first, I think, experience in my life where I had a team. We had official tasks. We were doing something meaningful. It was impressive. Yeah, it was incredible.
It's incredible because 3 months ago you had like nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and like we are just like, okay, I want to do a drone to attack other drones,
Mm-hmm.
like just defense system, very cheap defense system, and we'll talk about that. And we're just showing me this prototype you had like built in like 24 hours, and we're like,
Yeah.
oh, look at this, it's my prototype. I was like, what the fuck? And 3 months, 2 months after,
I would
you
say 1.5.
one and a half
One
months,
and a half.
1.5 months,
Yeah.
you are in the desert, like in Nevada, and you are testing in real condition your drone.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything is working, but I have seen videos, it's incredible. So, but maybe we can start like, so first time we are running together,
Mm-hmm.
I remember because I was posting on X, and we're like, oh, can we run together?
Yeah.
And after 6 miles, you told me like, can we walk a bit because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not a
yeah.
runner. It was just to talk with you, and I was like, wow. Normally it's 6 miles, and we're like, no, it's okay, it's okay. Golden Gate Bridge, and at this time I told you like I don't drink alcohol, and you were like, oh, me neither, and I was like, oh, why? It's like
Yeah.
health reasons, and I was like, I'm too young. I was like, what the fuck? You're too young to drink alcohol, and you have this company. So yes, you are leaving Ukraine at 17, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And why did you leave Ukraine? I think you are not going to San Francisco. You are going to Paris, Belgium, and Paris
Yeah.
after. So tell us, why did you leave? How was to be in Paris, and why are you here and not in Paris?
So yeah, I was in Kiev studying like on the first course of economics at basically university, but I was in between. I was programming mostly, so I started my programming experience. I would say from 16 years old, so before the university, and yeah, the simple reason why I left was just because the war, and I had this opportunity to leave and like explore the Europe, explore the opportunities in Europe and find the right fit for me. I always wanted to like found something, and previously I was working on some projects, built some service, blockchain service companies, and it was not that successful. But yeah, I was just decided to leave Ukraine, and first destination was Poland. So I moved to the city called Gdańsk in Poland. It's close to the sea. To my godmother, and I was really like not obsessed with what's going on because like it's really hard to find the right idea, right path towards what you want. I always been like a space fan, So I was like, okay, what's the right path? Like, what should I do first to find that? Um, and after spending some time in Poland, I had my sister in Belgium. She was working like European Union Commission, and she like, yeah, come. So I decided to move to Belgium just without any expectations.
Yes.
I don't know why Belgium. Just Belgium is so boring, probably for
Yes.
Americans. Yeah, but Belgium. I decided to move to Brussels, and I live in Brussels for 2 years. Basically self-studying everything, starting from like a physics, math,
Yes,
and
because right now you have a drone company and everything. Software, it's hardware, it's very, very
yeah,
complicated what you are doing, and you will show us. But you are doing something no one has managed to do this before,
yeah.
and but you are not like from Harvard or computer science. So how do you learn all this stuff alone? Like,
Um, First thing, I was following the interest, so I have this like curiosity of different topics, like physics or some specific part of the physics or math, and I would just decide to learn about this more. And when you start to learn, you basically your intuition about the world becomes better and better and better. So it's not only about okay, I know how to solve this equation, but it's also about like oh, now I can understand the world better, what the actual problems are, where I can like contribute, with my skills better. So that was the case, and I just was from day to day. Like I was just consistent. I was just consistent every
but
day.
like how many hours per day? Because you were telling me like sometimes until 6 a.m. in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
morning.
yeah. Yeah. There was no like a timetable. It was just like when I want to do it, I'm spending like 12, 15, 16. Doesn't matter, spending until night if I have the
And
challenge.
you were doing this all day, like
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah. I have a three friend from Belgium, so I have no friends in Belgium. Like a lot of friends from Belgium, and I was just spending my time. And I was also in parallel studying like this business school, just because I need to. If I'm refugee,
Yes.
so if I want to stay in the country, I need to study somewhere. And I was doing that, just coming back to home and doing like this repetitive loop of evolution. How to know how to
Maths, physics,
yeah,
and again and
yeah,
again and
yeah, yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah. So it was just curiosity, I would say. There was no like structure, nothing. It was just okay. I'm curious about this topic. I want to improve myself. Start to learn, start to learn. Then
But with this obsession like space, we are like, I want
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
all kind of like
It's not like, oh, I want to learn this today. It's like, I want to be able to have a space company.
yeah,
So I need to learn all these things. Obviously, with curiosity, I was like, okay, maybe I will learn this today because it's useful. But
yeah, yeah. It just was the space is like abstract layer, and every my knowledge it just kind of like brings me closer to understanding like some topics in space engineering better. So that was the whole thing. Yeah.
okay. And so after 2 years, I think your parents are not wealthy. Like you told me, like it's not oligarchs in Ukraine.
No.
Like you were showing me a picture of your. I was like, oh yes, no, your
Yeah.
apartment. I was like, oh yes, it's
Yeah, yeah,
pretty like, it's pretty normal people. I think for Ukraine, so for
Mhm.
European, it's like for European standards, it's not clearly not rich people. How did you manage to have the money to do this? I think you had to be like very
Yeah.
like. Did you work a bit? Like
So my parents are doctors, and I would not say that my parents are like poor or something. They like middle class in
middle class? Yes, no, yeah,
Ukrainian
yeah, yes,
Ukrainian
no,
middle class.
yes. I was saying like middle class in Ukraine.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's not like yes, I'm middle class in San
yeah,
Francisco.
yeah, yeah. So the salary is not big.
So for them, it's hard to help you, like to give you like 3K or 4K per month.
Yeah, I would still say that like my parents support me. Even like sometimes at the start of the Belgium, just financially to bootstrap something, but everything else, like I don't know, my curiosities on the hardware, I was just like I was trying to work on. I never work in like physical jobs.
Okay.
I never like work in anywhere like McDonald's or something like that.
Okay.
But because I was like curious about programming, so I was trying to find like the right path basically. And my first job was in venture fund. I was doing like a technical due diligence, basically looking at the code and validating the code.
You are 18, like something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it was like 18 because I can legally work only from 18.
Okay.
And I signed this like a really weird contract with the Dubai venture farm, and yeah, it was just money. It's
Okay.
not big. Like even for Ukraine, it was like middle class.
Okay.
So, but I was living in Belgium for that money. So I would say 6 months of the job brings me to some better opportunities where I started my own company
Okay.
called Rectov. It still exists, and like my partners still continue to do that. Where we build, we were providing like blockchain security solutions for companies. It was not that successful, like a service, like services model. But later, when I was working on that, I saw something called like entrepreneur first, and I was like, "What is that?" My friend from London has it in his like a description in the LinkedIn,
Okay.
and I decided to okay, I will apply 5 minutes, spend my time on this. Like you
It's an
really,
accelerator. I think you were the younger to apply to this
yeah,
course.
I was kind of like one of the youngest people who like get into fundraising program, not fundraising, entrepreneur first program. So that was the case, and from that moment where I learned everything on myself, like hardware, physics, software, and everything. I met these two cool guys, and we start to build this project called Nova Edge, where we're basically building like a space GPUs. So
Okay.
NVIDIA GPUs in space. Yeah, that was main topic. We got really big, I would say, clients subscribed on our idea, and we tried to work on that. But yeah, eventually it
And
didn't succeed.
and you were moving in Paris at this time?
Yeah,
Okay.
so when I got into Entrepreneur First, they asked like you need to be physically
In Paris.
present. Yeah,
Better than
so
Brussels, I think, yes.
so I was super excited to move from Brussels. In Paris, I was living in my own place. Then I was living in like Station F facilities. So
Okay.
Station F is like
Yes,
a
yes.
place in Paris. Yeah, I think your French audience know that.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. So I was living in like it's called Station Mates or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So just a place from a station app where you can have like really cheap room.
And I think you are supposed after like 3 months to go after at Entrepreneur First, you are supposed to move to San Francisco for like 3 months, something like that. But you have decided to move earlier, I
Yeah.
think. Why? Like,
I mean, because like after 2 months of working at this company, I would say project, not like actual company,
Okay.
because we didn't incorporate it. I just understand that like if I want to really like build something in space, you cannot do it in Europe.
Why?
Because of the speed of execution and like all the policies that exist in Europe just stops you from doing things, especially hardware and data. Everything that relates to data is like highly compliant to all the and super sensitive. So and people not respond to you at all
Okay.
from 1 week. Oh, I have a holiday. Sorry, I need to do different things.
So yeah, here if you have as someone, you will have an answer like in few minutes or maybe few hours. In France, like you needed like sometimes 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it was very very slow.
yeah, it was just slow. Even now in France, all countries in Europe.
Okay, Europe.
Yeah,
You can say Europe.
it's
Like,
kind of same. It's kind of the same vibe. Yeah.
and so you have decided. You were just like, okay, it's too slow. I need to move. So Ukraine, so Kiev, Donetsk, like Poland,
Yeah, Gdansk. Yeah,
Brussels, sorry, Donetsk, Paris in like 2 years.
yeah.
And you're like, okay, now like let's move to San Francisco. You had like relatives in like Brussels and Poland, but you knew no one, I think, in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And how did you do that? You're just like, okay, let's take a plane ticket and let's.
Entrepreneur First has the office in SF.
Okay.
So I was not. I don't want to tell that I know like no one.
But one person. Maybe?
Yeah, I would say there's
Okay.
someone from Entrepreneur First.
Oh, you're a great network. One person
Yeah.
from Entrepreneur First. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. It was.
And I was living in Paris, and I got this like a small grant from Entrepreneur First to live in Paris. And in parallel, because I need money, I understood that I need money if the company will not be successful from Entrepreneur. I need money, so I applied for some grant to work on cryptography.
Pretty hard stuff, like crypto.
Yeah.
And not an easy one. I can tell people I know, like they were giving you a grant and I was like, what the fuck? Like it was a very hard subject.
It's really a tough cryptographic protocol that I was working on, but I was building the application on top of it. So I would say that it's just how you optimize it towards like customer experience. In
parallel with the space company.
Yeah.
Like, too easy.
Yeah. I mean, just because I need money, period. And in that day when I got the grant, I think after like a week.
25K, something like that?
Yeah, it's around 25,000. So we kind of broke up with the co-founders. in EF, and for me, I was already in US, and
Okay.
for me, it was like fuck, I cannot. What should I do? What should I do next? What the path is, and but I was working on cryptographic like protocol application on top, and yeah, I was working, having my money, and exploring the San Francisco community better, going to like events, talking to people. Even tried to build like continue. I met Alex at the one of the hackathons. Yeah.
But at the beginning, you are like, I think we were meeting and you are like, okay, I don't know if I have to go through this like cryptographic
Hmm.
stuff, like a bit in blockchain, or going through your dream of creating a space company. You are hesitating a lot because you're like, oh, on this space, like cryptography, it's easier to have money. Space, it's very, very, very tough. It's a very
Yeah,
tough
yeah.
space.
It's
Space.
really hard to enter because, like, historically, a lot of people who build companies in space industry who are like at the executive positions, it's really tough because it just industry is quite close. Even with the SpaceX, after like 15 years, it's still close and hard to enter,
And
and
yeah,
hard to get reputation. To kind of like even raise money
and
for
after
that.
one month, you're like, okay, fuck, I will go all in on the
Yeah.
space.
So, what do you mean by that? Like,
Yeah, you were hesitating between like cryptography and space, I
no,
think.
I was not. Cryptographic application was just for money. I
Okay,
was I was not expecting anything. It's just like, okay, I need something, and I get this grant that I work and I deliver. That's it.
okay.
Yeah.
And so, what was your first day in San Francisco?
Awesome. I mean, we arrived with my girlfriend on the first day in Esville, San Francisco airport, and we got this like really random Airbnb in the middle of nowhere in San Mateo with a guy who was like smoking marijuana every day. Yeah, we got like a small room. And EF office, entrepreneur office, was like really, really far, like a 1 hour drive or something.
Okay.
So for me, it was really like I was really tired to go both direction every time, taking the bus, talking to people, and like that was not easy stuff, but it was fun. It was fun enough.
And so you are working on GPUs for space,
Hmm.
and did you go through this idea because today you are working on drones? So
Yeah.
why? What did you do? And it was too hard to pursue this idea, or it was maybe
I would say it's hard to get access to real data in space industry, like real problems that exist in space industry, until you like not actually had experience in that and working with some systems. Our project started from like assumption, I would say, not the actual problem.
okay?
So the assumption was that all compute that in space is limited to the size of the satellite, basically, and to the like outdated chips that on board of those satellites. And we know like many industry players from interviews from who we talked to, said the same thing, that it's super tough to run heavy AI workloads in space just because the compute is super limited, and most of the computing units that inside of the satellite, they cannot withstand the radiation that going through the satellite, basically forcing back. And we decided to build a solution that helps satellite companies to run AI workflows, basically by building a module that any satellite can integrate into their system or build around it, and yeah, and try to sell the hardware and the platforms like product to them.
And why did you? Why are you not working on this right now? Like it was too
I
complete.
still I still believe in this idea a lot. It's just the way how I think about the industry before completely changed when we talked to hired people. When I got the chance to talk to like people at the executive positions at the satellites company that actually have like making money, I just found that this is a bottleneck not of the companies itself. This is bottleneck of semiconductor manufacturing. Basically, how we
Okay.
can, because there is limited demand in space. There is not that many satellites in space,
Okay.
and because there is no demand, the prices for creating like a custom semiconductor cost you a lot. So you cannot afford it as a startup. So you either integrate like commercial components, right? Either you build it from scratch, but building from scratch it takes a lot of money. So eventually you die if you start to do
Okay.
that. And that was the bottleneck, and I understood that like even if we like wrap a system around the NVIDIA GPU, it will make sense, but it's not long-term game that I think space industry will play when new and more companies will start to build like a custom semiconductor technology. When the moment became that like it became cheap, and to come to this past, so it can become cheap. It takes a lot of time. Yeah.
Yes, do you don't have this time for
Yeah,
now.
we don't like because we want to start, we want to sell, but yeah, it's hard.
And is it complicated to create a space company if you're not an US citizen?
Um,
Or it's
you
okay?
have a chance. You have a chance every time, especially if you're in the United States. You have definitely a chance to do it. You just need to be really crazy guy to do that.
Okay.
Like build like bad on this because it's really tough. Even the initial cost of the space mission is really tough thing. So you need to raise
Just
or
to launch one.
just
Like,
to launch a satellite to test.
yes,
So
because yes, you want to test something. It's in
so I
space.
would say it's like 50-50. So like technical abilities is cool, but you need to know people. You need to be at the high level to like not even high level, but just know the problem pretty well before start.
So for you right now, it's easy. You just need to drive 8 hours to go to Nevada to test your
We
drones.
drove like 5, 7.
Five.
No, yeah,
Okay.
it's not 8, 5.
5 hours. You're like, oh, it's easy.
Yeah. 5, it's okay.
5, it's okay. So it's crazy, because when you're in the SaaS business, you're like, oh, to test it, I need this, and this, but it's very simple. You can test it, and you're like, oh yes, launch if you want to launch your company and you need to test your product in space. It's very complicated. It's very difficult, even complicated. And there you are like in hardware business, but you're like, oh no, it's easy in comparison with space. But for so many people, it's just impossible to try to launch a business like this,
Yeah.
in 6 months. So it's why the way you are talking about this, it seems like, yes, now it's easy. I just need to go to the desert or like driving 5 hours,
Yeah,
test it, see if it works.
it's definitely different. Like to test a drone and test satellite is
Yeah.
basically you have access, so you can configure it if or repair it if something wrong.
But it's
Yeah.
hard stuff,
Yeah, space. You need to fly there
Yeah.
to do that.
And so, yes, what's your vision with your company now? Because I think you are all these projects. So it was like cryptography, like say at the beginning, it was a service company at the beginning, learning a lot of things in Belgium, like self-taught. And this company with entrepreneur first, space company, after 3-4 months, we're like, okay, it's too difficult, like, and the market is not ready. So, okay, I can't do this, but I will do something very ambitious, but more accessible, or maybe it's just the timing. The timing is better for what you want to do. So yes, what are you building now, and how did you raise money too? Because I think
Yeah. So after the space compute thing, it was tough couple months where I was exploring, like thinking about what went wrong. I went to this hackathon in November called Hyperstation Defense Hackathon, I
Okay.
think, where we successfully like built a system to counter some specific missiles on the battlefield because I'm Ukrainian, so that was kind of familiar to me. What the
Okay.
problem is. And I met my co-founder Alex there that you saw, and he was super excited. He was at a different team, but he also like win a prize on the hackathon, building some communication like AI communication thing, and we just spent a night together and we're like, oh, we need to work together. So after this conversation, after this pass, when the company broke up, when we broke up with my co-founders in Entrepreneur First, just 2 months, it was, still consistency, learn, improve yourself, talk to people. And that was nothing different from what was in Belgium. It was just different environment.
Okay.
So
I think it changes a lot of things because the environment.
the only thing that was different is just because there was like Alex, who was
Yes.
just like I was iterating on the problems and like calculations, like simulation with him, and we did it all together. So that was kind of like different, and that
Okay.
was exciting. And one day I was just like spending my time at the entrepreneur first office, and I was thinking about like a war, problems on the war, and how we can help because I'm literally right now in San Francisco. So I think I have everything that I need to build a company. And I found this like really interesting idea that some researchers from Caltech made for space exploration, where they basically develop a drone that could fly on Mars. And the whole concept was super interesting to me because the approach, how you launch a drone, was unique. And I was just, my thought was like, oh, why are people not using this for defense? This is like super useful. So what I did, I basically create this concept, break it in multiple things, how it can be used, and start to talk to military. So my first like a month after the moment that I found and like think about this idea was just talking to military, asking them questions, what the problems they have. Because I was not really engaged with the war. Even if I left, I knew my parents there, but I was not really engaged with what's happening in the actual warfare. But I was learning on the side just because it was like natural. My parents
Yes.
told me, my friends told me, so it's just like I'm learning, but not thinking about this much. Um, and after that, when I spoke to all these military people, so it was more like a 50 plus people, including like commanders, soldiers, drone operators. They're like, yeah, this is something where we need. That's something what we need. And
So the actual problem with drones is like if you want to launch a drone, you need to deploy it.
yeah, I
And
would
it's
say so. The first problem was that, as many people know right now, the hugest threat in the Western world is drones, because drones cost so cheap to develop and deploy. Like a $500 drone in Ukraine to destroy a tank, it costs like literally nothing for people to do that. And this threat start to concern like many countries,
yes.
including Europe, United States, and all kinds of countries out there. And that was just clear thing where, okay, we need to create a solution against it. And that's how the whole like idea from tube deployment to like interception and rise and come together. So right now, we're building air defense system that is autonomous and low cost. And one thing that is possible to scale, comparing with all air defense out there. So we believe that we can bring a peace and make it profitable and stop the wars. And yeah.
So yes, what you want to do at the end is like because today, if you want to defend yourself, it's very very expensive.
Mhm.
Like I think we were talking about like you need to launch a missile, like it's like $1 million or something like that to intercept a drone or something like that. So it doesn't
Yeah,
make any sense.
most of the things that exist right now are incredibly expensive, and the the cost itself not coming from the hardware, but logistics, from operators that you need to pay to
Okay.
basically operate the system. And yeah, there was just a problem. The amount of drones that Russia producing right now is outpacing any capacity that Ukraine has. So if you see every day there has like bombings in
Yeah.
like the biggest cities with this cheap drones called Shaheds, and all kinds of different drones. And people cannot just like destroy all of them, because even if they have all these expensive systems, still the volume wins against like the
Yeah.
actual advanced technology. So
You want to create a system cheaper so you can defend yourself. So at the end, it's like cheaper to defend yourself than to attack someone.
first, if it should be like all air defense to become like accessible should be cheap, simple, because you need to, any country should afford it. If they want to protect their borders, they need to afford the system. Second one, the system should not be big. System should be small, portable, modular. People should reuse it. People should improve it if they need. People should use it for different purposes if they need. So when you eliminate the dependency on some infrastructure for your air defense system,
Yes.
you allows the cost. You basically drop the cost by 10x.
Yes,
from
it's
the
like a
start.
castle. If you can move your castle, it's great. Like if we're
Yeah.
doing like
So yeah,
if you have a castle and I want to defend this city and you want to defend the other city and you need to create another castle, it's very very expensive. But if you can move your castle, and so in this situation, sorry for the example,
Yeah,
it's very basic.
that's
But
exactly right. Historically, all the defense technology, I would say, or defense tools was much more expensive than offensive tools. So, like in medieval empires, people built castles, right, to protect against armies. And that was super expensive because you need to pay for labor, you need to pay for like a policy, whatever, and that was tough because to build a castle and to bring army together, I think bring army is much faster, much cheaper than like build a castle in like the city to protect against the army. So historically, every time defense was much more expensive than offense. You can see any example in the human history; it was always more expensive. So
and you want to reverse this trend.
yeah, so our main idea, if we can develop a solution that can protect people, infrastructure, and assets, uh, cheaper than actual attack, meaning that all the whole solution would be cheaper twice or slightly cheaper than actual offensive like a missile or something. We can just make it more um, feasible for people to buy air defense and make profit from air defense than attacking other countries, because the main thing how we're operating based on the money, right? Like Russian-Ukrainian war is all about business, I think, and then because people just want to conquer those territories and they have some profits from those territories. And it was like historically was the same behavior, because someone think that, okay, this is our land, this is our profits on this land, so we need to own it, we need to conquer, we need to take it from other country. And it's not only about Ukraine and Russia, it's about any conflict out there. um, so we saw this trend, and we're like, yeah, this is probably the first time the tech, this air defense solution, which based on the tube launch drone, could make the defense cheaper than a missile, because the missile on average costs like a $10,000 or something.
Okay.
So that was the thing.
And so right now you have a prototype. How did you manage to raise? Because raising, I'm not even talking about Europe, because even in San Francisco, raising for something crazy like this, it's very ambitious. It's very difficult. It's like it's so important, but you will sell that to governments. Like, how did you manage to raise money for this crazy idea?
I think our main advantage was the speed of execution. So in 1 month, we deliver most of the things that like defense companies didn't deliver in 6 months. And I'm telling this with a confidence. The complexities of our, like, I would say, competitors are, of course, different. Like someone building lasers, someone building like machine guns against drones, or someone building some electromagnetic warfare tools against drones. So it's all much more expensive systems, and but the speed of execution deployment was completely like crazy for people. So any person that we talked to, they were like shocked that we can deliver so much in 1 month, basically from this 24-hour
Yeah,
drone.
I was like, yes, you show me like this thing like 3 months ago. Like, no, 1.5. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
just 1.5 months ago. What did I deliver in 1.5 months ago? Like maybe 10 feature on my app.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you have a prototype.
And we were only like 3 of us, so I would
Yes.
say it was
Yeah,
just
with no money at the beginning, because like you didn't have any money to
we
pay
have
people.
we became
Not a lot. Like
we became portfolio company of Founders Inc. Where
okay.
we
Ah
at.
yes, we have like 100K, I think.
Yeah, I would say
It's not a lot.
I cannot tell the exact amount, but we raised a bit of money,
Okay.
which was quite enough to deliver something. And we thought, okay, we can deliver probably a drone, that looks cool. But with that money, we deliver not only like a solution that uh, works, but also a solution that people wants to do. I signed like multiple LOIs with the military around the, like I would say right now in Ukraine, but soon we are on the path to pursue like a bigger, like a contracts or agreements with different countries. And with that money was basically like a half of it, even like 60%. We delivered so much, and just people got the idea.
When I say you didn't have any money, I just want to precise something for people. You're in San Francisco. I have seen someone like raising $1 million to pay 2 software engineers for 1 year.
Yeah.
So we are in this type of market. So when I say, I don't know if you had like 100K, 50K, 200K, you can't say the number, but it's something in this range, I think.
Yeah.
Roughly. And you're like, oh yes, now we have the prototype and we are talking with governments to sell them something, and like it's insane.
Yeah. So, yeah.
No, I just want to say, tell to people, because people forget me like, oh yes, 50K or 100K or 200K, it's a lot. I'm like, we are in San Francisco. It's nothing.
Yeah, it's all standards. Like people in Silicon Valley build the standards that to build a software product, you need 10 million, to pay your software engineers, while we're like delivering a hardware solution that works and will be soon deployed in Ukraine with like less than 100K. Yeah, this is something that where we just show people they can build actual solution that important, not delusional thing that people think it's important, but something that people want, something that can protect many American dollars. And yeah.
Because you are talking like you say with commanders and Ukraine, and they are excited about what you are building. They
Yeah.
want to test it.
Yeah. So yeah. That was the case, and we did it, and we just proved. And I still believe like all these people that are talking that that they need million for two software engineers. This is like delusional. This is the with even AI tools right now. Like people saying you can deliver a feature 5 times faster. Why do you need to pay to a guy that like wants 500K per year? This is delusion. This is not how the world should operate. Because we just proved basically like all our prototypes were cut off the shelf. So commercial components, commercial electronics, custom software. That was which was unique, but everything we just design, build, test everything ourselves with this type of money. So that's all possible.
And do you take some day off or?
No, I'm curious. I'm just I like what I'm doing. So of course I'm spending like time with my close friends and like girlfriend and talking to my parents. But it's a part of the. I don't have like a holiday where like allocate. It's more like I'm working. Yeah, but it's not work. Like my father told me that work is for like it's labor thing. You need to enjoy. Yeah, so I'm enjoying.
And so you managed to raise a great seed round, like pre-seed round. I don't know, like
Yeah, it's
with a
pretty.
very pre-seed, very famous investor. So you can't talk about it for now, but maybe in the next few weeks. How did you manage to do that? Because the guy is very high profile. You sent me like the handle of the guy on X Twitter. I was like, what the fuck? How did you manage to do that?
I mean, thanks to Founders Inc. Founders Inc. Just while we deliver a solution, we impressed people, and they introduced us to him, and he basically liked it. He liked it much, and he came to our lab. He was excited. Our like visions in the future is really aligned, and our solution was really interesting for him. He also invited some friend who was like experienced pilot and like aerospace guy. So he also validated everything about what we're saying, and he liked a team. And that's how we got the money. Yeah.
And just to be, you said like the guy was excited, and it was like the range was like between like 500K and $2 million, something like that. I don't know. We can't tell the exact number, but this kind of business angel, it's not like 100K.
No, that was just validation from if the money is not the thing, the people are important, and like this was just like the excellent person who we can get on our board. Yeah.
And I think they were like, you told me like it was like very fast. It was just seeing the thing, and the day after it was done.
Yeah. From first conversation to close deal is one day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, pretty cool.
Yeah, you will never see it in your
no one day maybe if they are very fast they can answer to your email in one day.
Yeah.
But first conversation to like, and it's the deal. It's the money to transfer the money transfer. Yeah, no, just because in France sometimes if people can sign the document in one day, it's great, and you have the money like 2 weeks after.
Yeah, US has this like famous platform for venture capitalists where you basically pay for a service and they make everything for yourself. You basically need just like send the money to them. And
it's the hardest part. Even if it's simple, like send the money. It's not. Okay, pretty impressive. Do you want to add something? Maybe because I know you have a meeting. I have a meeting in 4 minutes, but. Do you want to add something, or maybe what do you need now? If someone can help you, like, or if I can help you,
we are really interested to talk to people experienced with the military from different European countries. I think your audience is like European, so we are currently working with some European partners on future deployments of our system into their like heritage, not only Ukraine too. Yeah, I would love to just have those connections, and I would be really appreciative.
Okay, I will try to make this happen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yehor, for the discussion. It was great to have you, and
thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. And I hope that like I hope, but I am sure that in 3 years people are like, oh, it's the first interview of Yehor. It wasn't this YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
thank you guys. Thank you, Yehor.
Thank you so much.